Being a sickle cell has been a blessing, and in a way it has been like a curse. I got to know that I was a sickle cell when I was in secondary school. My father would randomly just tell me if I want to die, I should die. There's so many, I have siblings at the back that he can take care of. This particular classmate of mine, he just said, if I don't touch Moshudo, person will go soon die. Some other individuals were the one who gave me the name Half-Life. If the death is not coming fast, I can literally just drink poison and just kill myself. When I was in my 100 level, I normally have my crisis every month. I took her as a very, very close friend. Not until a particular day, she jokingly called me Abiku.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Okay. My name is Ayobamji. Would you like to introduce yourself to us a bit?
My name is Adetono Onosaya.
Okay.
I'm a creative director. I'm also aspiring to be a psychological therapist.
Amazing.
On its own, so I also manage and assist talents.
Oh.
Yeah, currently that's literally what I do.
Oh, that's
And
beautiful.
I have a clothing brand which is named Style Arts.
Oh.
Is what I'm putting on at the moment.
Wow.
Yeah, so
You are a bundle of gifts and talent. That's beautiful.
yeah,
That's beautiful.
actually. And what else again? I do a lot of things: writing, talking, hosting of events. I create events. I have successfully created 3 events so far.
Okay.
Ever since I left university days. So
That's beautiful. That's beautiful.
yeah.
I love your hair too. I once had something like this. So I was
Yeah.
looking at it when you came.
I,
That's beautiful. Okay, so are you ready to talk with us?
I think I am.
he said, I think.
Yeah.
Well, welcome to Open Conversations. I mean, you know.
It's a lot of pleasure to be on your green couch. I don't know. It scares me every time because everybody that happens to lie down here happens to shed 1 or 2.
Yeah. I mean, it's just a way to make the world better, you know. Just
Yeah.
ease ourselves of, you know, burdens and weights that we've carried for a long time. So, you know,
Yeah, definitely.
there's no script to it. It's just
Yeah, I know.
as much as you can let out, you know. So, you're wearing green, so I'm sure you're ready. All right, then. Just,
Do
you
I
can
lie
lay
down already?
yes, please. How your breathing is. Okay, so how would you like to proceed?
Like I said earlier, my name is Adetono Onosaya Moshood. I'm a sickle cell warrior.
Wow.
Yeah, and I guess basically all the things I'm going to be talking about today is just me talking and navigating the series of things that I've gone through being a sickle cell and being a male child generally.
Okay.
I'm the firstborn of my family, and I have 3 siblings, which are all girls.
Oh.
Yeah, so it's just been my parents and my siblings. I won't. I don't know how to phrase my words because particularly it's like the first time I'm talking about my whole journey being a sickle cell from the beginning. I got to know that I was a sickle cell when I was in secondary school, just to thereabouts when I fell sick heavily in school and I was taken to the sick bay and all that. That was when I got to know what genotype really was and the types of genotype we had and everything. And to be very honest, being a sickle cell has been something that, in a way, it has been a blessing, and in a way, it has been like a curse. Because So ever since I got to know the sickle cell, there were some specific things that I was limited from doing based on my health. And there's some specific things that, okay, every other individual might actually be going through it, but because of my health issue, they have to exempt me from it. And it has been crazy. My parents are wonderful people. I won't lie about that. They are very much amazing, but they just the typical African parents that are they are naive and they have little to no knowledge about catering towards a child that has special needs in a way. So, not to mention that one way or the other, it's their fault that I'm a sickle cell. Even though they both were ignorant about their genotype. Let's say my dad knew his own, but my mom was ignorant about ours. But it is what it is. Here I am today. When I was in school, all the times I was younger, being in secondary school and all that, that was after having my crisis the first time, after being knowledgeable about the fact, okay, fine, I'm a sickle cell, I've had, from that time exponential, as if me having the full knowledge that, okay, fine, this is my nature, literally exposed me towards having crisis every now and then. So from that moment henceforth, I just know that I fall sick, I have to go to the hospital to take care of myself. They have to take me somewhere, I have to take injection, I have to take drips and all that and everything. So, and my parents, they literally tried their best towards having to cater for me, but when a child needs is way too much and is like typical African parents, if a child just requires way too much attention than the rest of the children, they tend to see the child as maybe the child is doing too much or is exaggerated. I can remember vividly when my father would, I just know that he just said that out of, he says those things out of the fact that he was frustrated and he wanted me to just man up as the only male child he has, and not just want me to be just me and just be the weakling that I was at the moment. Then he would randomly just tell me, if I want to die, I should die. There's so many, I have siblings at the back that he can take care of, that if I want to just go, I should just stop being like this and saying my leg is aching, my hand is aching, my back is aching and all that. And to be very honest, in as much as those words literally hurt, and one way or the other, they created some specific things in my mind. They made me see myself as not being worthy of some specific things. It shifted dynamics in me. There were some certain things there were some certain ways that I was beginning to see myself as. I was beginning to see myself as a problem. I was beginning to see myself as a liability to them. I was beginning to see myself as not just a child. It was just a whole lot. Coupled with the fact that even though at home they say these things and I could still one way or the other wave it off, and also because of the kind of person I am, in as much as what gets to me and they make me think a lot and I begin to see myself differently because of the things that were said to me, I also one way or the other try to not really think too much about it and just know that, okay, fine, this is just who I am. I should just cope with it. I'm a man. The saying of as you're about to be like Okoinie or Lima, you can't just be like a woman, just be feeble. You have to, try to be strong and all that. So I've always had that mentality. I've always carried that mentality all along my life. But then in school too, when I was in secondary school, senior secondary school, I had colleagues, friends classmates that I would just say everybody was quite ignorant during those times too. So not everybody knew what was happening. Not everybody knew how it felt to be whatever it is I was, and the kind of pain I normally go through anytime I have my crisis. So, and I had one particular friend who was also in the same class with me. He was also a sickle cell too. It was the only individual that could literally relate that, okay, this is exactly how it goes with us, and this is the kind of thing we go through. I can remember one evening, we were coming back from lesson. It was in my SS2 third term, and we were on the field, and I can't really remember what happened, but there was this particular classmate of mine who just said, if I don't touch Moshu though, person will go soon die. And yeah, and from that, and also that individual with some other individuals were the one who gave me the name Half-Life.
Jeez.
Yeah. The name Half-Life literally, it stuck from that moment throughout my SS2, SS3, even down to when I entered university days. In fact, I think I still have a particular friend that still calls me Half-Life till now, but just mainly as joke, or just to remind me that there were times I used to be really like that. So the first time I was called that Half-Life, I won't lie, I cried home. And I got home, my mom could ask me what happened, but I don't know. I could not just say anything because my parents are people that dismiss emotions. Literally, I and my siblings, all our feelings and emotions were dismissed when we were younger. There was no room for us to literally express how we felt, whatever things we were going through at the moment. It's just now that things have happened to change, and we can now talk freely. That, okay, this is exactly what exactly is going on with us. So those times when I was in secondary school, they teased me with the name Half-Life. My friends would laugh about it, joke about it. Even it got to a point whereby I was beginning to laugh about it too. But it is I myself that know that later in the middle of the night, I can just hear the name Half-Life in my sleep and I get jittered up. And from then, I could literally go into my crisis. My back would just start aching me. And just because it troubles my mind so much that, is it true that I might actually die? Not to mention that there was this particular senior when I was in secondary school that was also a sickle cell. It wasn't long in my SS3 that I heard that the guy died. So
It was making you afraid.
it gave me more, I got more scared, and I was like, if this person could live towards this particular time. And also during that time too, I hear people say, they normally die within this particular age range. So I was always on my toes that I could literally go anytime. I could just give up anytime and just go. But then there is just something that I know within myself that I normally tell myself that if I was going to die, at least it will not be now. I still have a lot of things to do. So that was like literally the things that kept me going all my life. You know, I left secondary school, and even though in secondary school I didn't really have people that understood the kind of person I was, and tried to make sure that I was not affected by these things too much, because it was from then my overthinking skills literally happened to develop so much, and the stigma from there literally carried on to when I got into university, and got so good. Getting into university was literally not easy because of the thoughts I carried about thinking that I might die anytime. It didn't even want to make me read or pursue the career I literally wanted to pursue from the onset, because I was like, if I should read now, read for jam, but if opposite hear me now, God forbid I should not die tomorrow now. What am I reading for? So my first jam I didn't even do well, and I wanted to study medicine. Reason why? Because I can become a medical doctor, someday find cure for sickle cell and everything. That was all my thoughts all my life. But now I know better that even though I couldn't get into that particular line, that medicine itself, I'm also a medical student graduate. I'm a medical physiology graduate. But there's a particular branch of health care that I personally myself literally want to get into, which is the psychological therapy, because I believe if I happen to receive some psychological care when I was younger, if my psychological health and emotional health was well taken care of when I was a lot younger, I would not be affected by a lot of things. So moving into my second time taking JAMB, I was thinking of a particular medical course I could get into, and then I just stumbled upon the course physiology, and I was like, okay, I think I'll get into this. And as God would do it, I literally got into physiology, and I entered till I gained admission till I finished. My dad never came to my school to visit me, but every time I have crisis, they nobody actually came over to check on me and all that. When I was in my 100 level, I normally have my crisis every month. That was like how bad it was. Every month, no month will pass by without me having not to go to the school hospital to get treatment, to receive drip or to receive injection. That was like how crazy it was. But you know, typical African parent, or when it got to a point whereby I don't tell them whenever it is our crisis again, because I just know that the normal thing they're going to tell me is that, oh, Allah Ajot here, they'll pray for me, and that's just it. And use your drugs, make sure you're taking your astomy, you are taking your drugs and, you know, getting treatment. That was just it to them. It wasn't anything too serious like that. They just feel like, okay, at least by now I'm used to it now, and I'm a man, I just have to go through it. But it was I myself that know that down to when I was in university days, there was a particular friend that might just want to talk to me, and that was just what we used to just text me, Half-Life Alpha. Anytime I see that message, a lot of things comes to my head, and I'll be like, why am I even talking to this individual in the first place? I hate this name for so, but during those times I didn't have the courage to tell them that, okay, I don't like this thing, don't say it to me, because it makes me feel very much less of myself. But then I grew past it with the help of people. I'm literally grateful to a whole lot of people in my life. And I think having people, there's some things that there was one of your videos that I saw where you said some people say nobody's coming to save you. Whereas, to be very honest, there are so many people that are coming to save you. And it is very, very true. I won't lie, when I was a lot younger, I used to carry that mentality. It was something that my dad used to tell me too, that, yeah, guy, nobody's coming to save you, because that's where the old talk of, if I want to die, I should just die. Nobody's coming to, there are siblings at the back that are going to take care of and everything. So I'm not just his only child, that kind of stuff. I might also be his only male child, but there are other children at the back. And it has always made me have the mentality of, it is just me versus me, nobody else. But when I got into the university, I won't lie, God literally raised people for me. He raised people in places that I did not expect. He raised people that they didn't see me being a sickle cell as as an ailment that is contagious. Because I won't lie, before those time, if I cannot walk past the streets and without somebody not noticing that I'm a very fragile human and there's literally something wrong with me. If they happen to ask me at the time I'm a sickle cell, and they'll be like, yeah, sickle cell, okay. Well, they happen to give me this kind of reaction that
Treatment.
they shouldn't move close to me. Maybe they shouldn't touch me too much, as if I'm carrying something very much contagious. But I always try to smile through it though, but it's just me that know that later at night, I know how these things resonate in my brain and how much it happens to reoccur every now and then. But when I was in school, my first roommate, Roland, I love Roland so much. Roland was somebody that, Roland is the brother, is my partner of this brand with me. And we collected an apartment together, my 100 level. And every time I have my crisis, Roland does not mind having to put me around his hand. Maybe it's my leg crisis or my hand crisis. Take me down to the clinic just so I can get treatment, stay with me there, go back home, get food, get clothes, if I'm going to stay over at the hospital and everything. He literally saw my first year in school with me. But unfortunately, I had to move to my medical campus as a medical student, and he happened to maintain there. When I was done with my 100 level, I had to move to my medical campus. So because Roland is not a medical student, he also wanted to get admission into medicine, but he couldn't get it. And I won't lie, probably before those times, I tried not to tell people my genotype. It was when I left secondary school, I made the vow to myself that I don't want to walk on the streets and people can know that there is something wrong with this particular individual. I don't want somebody to see me and be like, why are you so fragile? Are you a sickler? Are you a this, are you that? So I tried, gaining weight, making sure I take care of myself, don't expose myself to cold too much, drink my water, take my drugs daily, and try as much as possible not to look like what I am. Because I've just seen the way people treat people that are not like normal. I've seen it so much that I don't want to experience that again. Even when I was in secondary school, I didn't like the way people happen to see me, the lenses at which they see me through. It was just not right for me. And it got me scared because when I was going to leave my 100 level, I was like, I'm going to another city, I'm going to another campus where I only know 2 individuals. They are girls. And these girls, they are wonderful people, Sharon and Mercy. And with Nick too. And the person I knew apart from these people was my class rep. His name is David. And it was during the time I got into school too that there wasn't too much with my parents at the moment, and things were just not too good like that, so I couldn't get my own apartment. And I was literally very much scared that I had to reach out to my class rep that, my bro, what's up? I literally don't have a place to stay, but if I cannot get a place to stay because we've resumed school already for like a month, I would get my apartment within a month or 2 months, and and I don't necessarily to stay paying because we started classes already. And it was like, yeah, no problem, I could come over to his place and be there till when I get my own apartment. Lo and behold, I spent a year with him. Yes, I spent a year with David. God bless David so much, I really love him. Probably before I got into that camp, before I went to my medical campus, I was so scared that I won't see anybody like Roland again. Because Roland was, the bond that I created with that guy was literally beyond. The brother that I didn't have in my own family, he was that brother to me. But I didn't know that God already lined up some specific people for me
To be
that was
brothers.
going to be brothers and sisters,
And sisters.
along the way for me.
Of course.
And I met David, and I stayed at David's place. David treated me as his own. He didn't, for once, make me feel like I was squatting over at his place. We had a flatmate. He wasn't staying alone. He had a flatmate. The flatmate is a good person, Deji, but maybe not too as accommodating as David was. But David made sure that
You were comfortable.
I was comfortable to the fullest. And when I told him I was a sickle cell, I was expecting him to give me the same reaction that I've been getting from other people, that it's kind of maybe feel a little bit of discomfort and anything. But rather, it was like, so this was well, as we define A for you like this to Mario, hey, I have this friend, Kinikon, that kind of stuff. It made me not feel less of myself. And for the second time, I felt welcome.
You felt safe too.
I felt safe. I felt seen. I felt so much comfortable that I even though I was anytime I tried to fall sick, I tried not to make it too obvious that okay, this is exactly what's going wrong with me. I'm not like, okay, I'm having malaria. Not letting me know that it's my crisis. Try to go to the school clinic to treat myself and everything. But because I already told you probably before that time, even though I'm having just malaria and not even my crisis, David tries to make sure that I get proper treatment. Got so good, David became the PRO of my faculty when I was in school, and he used his influence to make sure that I could get the best of treatment in school. And from then, I met people. I met amazing people that literally took me as their own. When I got my apartment, I became friends. Probably before that time, my second year, I became friends with a particular lady. Her name is Ikmat. And Ikmat also got to know that I'm a sickle cell. And she never for once tried to make me feel like I have something in me or there's something that literally that's not normal. I felt welcome. These people see me. Anytime I'm having my pains, they go through it with me. They are always coming out to check up on me, call me every time, trying to know that, okay, am I good? Have I gone to the clinic yet? Have I taken my drugs? Have I eaten? And also, I'm grateful for the kind of people that I was surrounded with. When I got my apartment in my school, my medical campus, I got it with a particular friend, Tosin, because I was living the environment where David was. So I was, at that moment, I was now, okay, fine, I'll only be seeing David in school. But who will be with me at home when I'm literally going through hell at night, crying and everything? Like I said, I didn't know God was going to give me somebody else that was going to be like a brother. Shout out to Tosin. Tosin was my flatmate who stayed in the same apartment with me. And my neighbors, they were twins, Taiwan and Kenny Paramole. Those people literally, they had me, the toughest crisis I've ever had in my life was when I was in my third year in school. And if not for these people, I don't know if I would have survived that crisis, because it was a crisis that literally took 2 weeks. I was admitted in the hospital for 2 good weeks, and I was collecting drip back to back.
Straight 2 weeks.
Straight 2 weeks. I was collecting drips back to back, injections were all going through. And
Did you inform your parents about this one?
I didn't inform my parents until I was 5 days into the hospital, and they didn't come. It wasn't like the school was that far, but they call me every time. They're amazing people, but they are just, I've made them.
Hold on.
I didn't tell my parents because I just know it's the wholesale process of God is going to help you. But when I told them I was in the hospital for 5 days already, my mom was worried. She was like, 5 days, that does she have to come, or should she send my sister to just come around and take care of me? I was like, no, I have my friends here. And she was like, okay, no problem. But yeah, they were calling. They were calling, having to check up on me and knowing that, okay, fine, I'm good and everything. So that's why I say they are very much amazing. If I need to call them that, okay, I need to pay so thing for a payment, they will literally provide it regardless. So that was just that.
It's just the emotional support.
Yeah, it was just the emotional support that wasn't just so there like that. And my siblings too, they didn't know any better because they are young. They just know that their brother normally happens every now and then, and they just try as much as possible to just call me. Oh, why is your brother now? Why is he doing you this, and all. So,
how has that affected you, probably relationship-wise?
Relationship-wise?
Sorry,
yes.
I just jumped into that.
You know, it has. I was going to mention that it has affected relationship-wise because I wasn't too comfortable having to put myself out there to say, okay, even people that I literally liked so much, I don't want to go too deep with them because I might be too disappointed that, okay, this is exactly their genotype and everything and all that. And even when I was beginning to get confidence in myself and I was like, you know what, fuck it. If I see someone that I happen to find very much interesting and I'm like, okay, maybe something could go on between I and this individual. Within the first few conversations I'm going to ask them is, what's your genotype? Most of them will be like, why are you asking me that? But I'm like, answer, what's your genotype first? And when they just tell me, oh, I'm AS, I'm like, oh, fuck, I'm sorry, bye-bye. That's just how I do. I'm just like, I'm sorry, bye-bye. But I have dated somebody before that was like that. In as much as the person wasn't the best person for me to, was not an ideal person for me to be with, but because the person was like the perfect genotype for me, I risked myself staying there. I enjoyed a lot of things, and I was like, because of anything, I don't know when I'm going to see another A again. So please let me just carry this thing to whatever. Not knowing that I was just peak-fooling and just trying to be what I'm not. So.
But how are things now? Confidence level and how you're navigating life, after school, right? And all of that.
Confidence level, I don't know. I tell people during my first conversations with anybody, if I happen to have a deep level conversation with anybody, I tell them that I'm a sickle cell without battling an eye, without having to think too much about it.
You have it. You're not sickle cell. You have it.
Yes, I have this.
No, what I'm saying is you're not sickle cell. You have sickle cell.
Yes, I have sickle cell.
So when you say you are, you've been saying I am.
I am, because that's what I'm like.
If you want to say I am, then I am a sickle cell warrior.
Yeah, I am a sickle cell warrior.
Add the warrior.
It is within me, so I think whatever it is that is within somebody is what they are.
No, I don't think so.
You don't think so?
It's just a thing that is happening inside of you. It doesn't define you.
Well, actually, it doesn't define me.
Exactly. So
yeah.
So you're a warrior.
Yeah, I'm a warrior.
Exactly.
But then, aside that, things in school was literally good. I had people that were supportive of me, that didn't even see that. They didn't make me feel like, okay, my health was a barrier for me, and they didn't even want me to not get into some things because of my health. All the time that I was in school, there's some specific things that I want to do, but then when I think of the fact that when I was a lot younger, I was limited. I could not learn a skill of my own because they feel it might be too strenuous for me and might just not resonate well with my health. But when I got to school, when I say I want to do a particular thing, my friends are like, yes, do it. Why not? You should be able to do it. You're like, just like everybody else. Forget your health wise. If you fall sick, we are here for you. I'm going to take you to wherever you want to go to. I love Tosin for that. He says that a lot. And some more. So these people literally uphold me when I was in school. I got into many things. I was selling food. My friend Roland in the other campus, we happened to be, he was into tote bag making. So I happened to help him sell tote bag in my own campus. I doing parties. That was when I generated the interest of having to host parties. Doing parties, I normally sell drinks and table water just to my colleagues because I attend night parties in my school and I see that every Tom, Dick, and Harry is always tasty. So I got into that. And shout out to one mommy in my school that when she got to know, during my 2 weeks of my toughest crisis, she got to know I was sickle cell then. And probably for that time, I normally patronized her to buy table water from her and everything. When she got to, she was like, I'm like this and I'm also doing these things. I'm always carrying big coolers, carrying wheelbarrow to go and do some specific things that I'm killing myself, that I'm stressing myself too much, that she will not want to attend to me again, this. But honestly, that woman still, I'll come to her show that, mommy, I want table water. Our party today, she'll be like, this boy, you're just too strong. No, there's this particular support that she gives me with jest also, like, don't shall kill yourself, be careful and everything. But and at the same time too, she also supports me and tries to make sure that even though I have this thing within me, it's not still limiting me, and she didn't even want to make me feel like as if I shouldn't do some specific things. And I really love her so much for that.
That's beautiful.
Yeah. Fast forward to my third year, I met somebody who I happen to like so much. My third year, second semester, because I happened to also be the social director of my department. At that time, I was unstoppable. I didn't want to see my health as anything that was going to stop me from not doing anything I want to do. At that moment, I just think that even if I'm going to die safe, at least I have died knowing that I did some specific things that I did. Things that I literally want to do, I died doing them.
So you were just pursuing everything? Just
pursuing anything at that moment, because at that moment too, I was curious about the things I literally want for myself. Part of the things I love to do at that moment was just write. I love to write a lot, and it was in my second year I happened to open my first ever blog, where I happened to my writing blog on WordPress. There was ASU strike at that moment, so I opened it during the last ASU strike that happened for like 9 months. I opened it there and I put out, the blog is mainly, I put out things that concerns emotional and mental health of every individual, and things that go on with their day-to-day life activity, that's from emotional intelligence, mental stability of a child, things that resonate with every teenage and young adult's life. Those are the things I happen to write about on there. And when I was in my third year, I considered for the social director of my department, and I won it. And that was when I met somebody who was in the second year in my department, in the same department with me. This person was, I don't know, we clicked over the series of events I hosted for my department. She bought tickets to the dinner nights and some other things. So from then we started talking. She also got nominated for an award, and our school awards were. So she normally texts me back to back, so we talk, and she was a very, very interesting person. And just like how I have seen that every individual I've met ever since I got into school were very much open-minded, that they didn't see whatever thing that I had as a disease or as an ailment. I also felt comfortable to tell this individual that, okay, I'm a sickle cell. And at first, they were very much comfortable with it. I don't even know her genotypes now, but she was just very much interested that I took her as a very, very close friend to me. Not until a particular day, she jokingly called me Abiku.
Wow. That's not fair.
So she called me Abiku, but to her it was jokingly. So at that moment, I was already confident enough to, brush off anybody. And I told her I don't like it. She should not call me that again. And she lied, she's sorry, blah, blah, blah. But she saw that in as much as she's a good person, I won't lie, she's a good person, but not entirely a good person like that. there's some specific attributes that she happens to have that I would commend her for being a good person, because there are times whereby she has, been there for me, helped me out in some specific situations. But when it comes to our choice of words, they aren't the best.
Concerning you.
Exactly, concerning me, they aren't the best. So every time we happen to have maybe a little bit of argument or something, maybe a misunderstanding, she just spouts out that abiku anytime, and I won't lie, it gets to me so much. Because it wouldn't have gone to me, but it was more or less like I was being reminded of what I used to be called when I was in secondary school.
Yes.
When they happened to call me half-life, don't touch him, or person will go soon die. No, don't touch what you do.
And having to go through all of that and healing through all of that.
Exactly,
Having
to
nicely with
all of that. Even though they were still locked up in one particular part of my subconscious like that, but one way or the other, I still felt comfortable to know that okay, that's not my reality. But this particular individual brought everything back up, and it started to rejuvenate and everything. And I was beginning to distance myself from this individual. I tried as much as possible not to keep up with our conversations anymore, not to indulge with this particular individual anymore, because I was beginning to see that this person's choice of words towards me were not the best, and if I hang around with this particular individual, I could not just be myself anymore. I could literally fall into a particular dilemma that I don't want to fall into. So I tried to stop being friends with this particular person. Not until a particular time she had an issue with a particular guy that she really liked so much, and I advised her on the way she reacted in that particular situation and everything. And this person got so angry that they blocked me, and I also just didn't care again. But later on, the person, she unblocked me back. And when I saw that she unblocked me back, I texted her that, okay, actually, it has been a while I talked to you. Hope you are good, hope you are fine. And she was like, why am I texting her? This, that. I should just get out of that. I was like, okay, no problem, fine. And I left, and I just left. I left the DM. About 20 minutes later, this person just started raining insult on me, telling me I'm disappointed to my parents. I'm disappointed to my parents, that I'm stressing them with sickness every time, that I should just go and die. And see, now I have the screenshot on my phone. And that I should just go and die. I'm disappointed to my parents, that she's cuckoo fatherless, and that's the reason I can only, because the insults were just too much that I couldn't take it anymore. I was like, why are you talking to me like this? I said I should go, and they said, I don't want to go and meet your dad where he is. So I just said that's out of anger within me. And she was like, oh, she's super fatherless, I will go and meet her dad where he is. That she started calling me a biku again, started raining a lot of insults. At that moment, I should have just blocked and not see all of those messages again. But I was so agitated that I didn't even want to just let her just go away with what she was saying. But rather, I didn't know I was hurting myself the more. Because she just kept on telling me that every now and then I'm always having one pain or the other, that why do I keep stressing my own parents, that why not I just go and if the death is not coming fast, I can literally go just drink poison and just kill myself, that I'm a disappointment. And if she was the one that was in my shoes, she would have found a way to figure herself out and make sure that I don't disturb my parents. And that's why my parents don't really care about me. And ever since they've known that I'm a sickle cell and I've been in school, they never for once came to school to come and check up on me, doing my health time and everything, doing my health crisis and everything. And it started to bring back memories. I was beginning to see the times that my parents didn't come around. Even though I tell them I'm okay, a part of me was beginning to tell me that even though you tell them you're okay, they know that they are the one that kept you in this particular dilemma. They should still be able to show up one way or the other, because it's not far. You're schooling in Ogun State. They are in Lagos there. It's like an hour, 30 minutes bus to just come around. This car, they could just drive down and everything, but they still decide not to show up. Are you truly a disappointment to them? Are you truly stressing them out? Are you truly a liability to them? And I was beginning to think about the things that my dad used to say before, be like, if I want to die, I should just die. There are so many. I have siblings at the back, and he can give it to another child anytime, blah, blah, this and that. So it just brought out a lot of things. So us saying those things, telling me I'm just losing weight anyhow, and I'm just being useless, it started making me think about the things that I've been think about the things that have been said to me in the past, and I was beginning to ponder if they were truly true, because those times my dad would just make mention of that statement, and I'm like, you know, much as I was trying to brush it off, when I go to bed to sleep, I think about it that, to be very honest, we are four. I'm the first child again, the only male that he has. That girls at the back. Why is it that my own is different? And this one does not even really do as if he cares like that, but deep down, I won't lie, my dad is amazing and he literally cares so much. I don't know if it's because we've grown older now and he understands some specific things now, and we've been able to tell him some things that he didn't do very much well when we were a lot younger. So he has adjusted a lot.
I was going to mention that, like, how is it now? Like,
Yeah,
if
he
things are
has
different,
adjusted
but
a lot.
that's-
I can't tell him that I'm having my crisis at the moment, and he will not, be worried that, okay, fine, hope I'm using my drugs. Though he still has the shall make sure you're using your drugs and take care of yourself. I don't want to hear, if you go abroad now, nobody's going to take your video. Nobody's going to, who do you want to be crying on their neck for? This, and all that kind of stuff. So it still
But it's on a
has that,
different level.
but at least it's different, and
Yeah. You need
he
to
knows,
keep informing
yeah,
them.
exactly. He knows that it's not my fault. It just happened. So when this individual said all these things to me, I was in my ex-girlfriend's house at that moment, the one I thought that I was going to because she was and and I could never even tell her this was exactly what this person said to me. I just thought that I was going home, and I went home that night, where I went home to go and boil my eyes out.
You got a message from one guy while you are like.
She told me that this person was no good news, because I tell her everything that this person have said this particular thing to. She has warned me several not to talk to this individual again, but because out of the goodness of my own heart, much as, okay, you might not really talk again, but at least once in a while, she will still be able to keep in touch with you and okay, fine, you're good and you're doing well. So
one thing I needed to do right now, just like earlier, you were trying to show me like the screenshot. You need to delete that.
Yeah.
For real, because it's just going to
I've deleted the conversation, but the screenshot, I don't know why I just kept it.
You cannot have it. People have said things to me. I don't, because it's easier to forget it when you don't. Now you kept it. And now you were so eager to show me on your phone, which means when you're alone and your thought is going in that direction, there's something to just boost it. Like, hey, somebody said this. I
think the reason why I kept it is because I know that I'm one day going to write a book and I'm going to make mention of it.
When you need to write the book, you can visit it.
I can visit it.
No, like, of course, the thought is somewhere in your head.
It's somewhere in my head.
You know word for word, or you can understand. I mean, you can remember the phrases or the clauses or whatever it is that was said to you, right? But having the picture on your phone to go back to anytime you want to feel like that, I don't think that's fair. That's not fair for you, because just like now, your reaction, like, oh, you wanted to get your phone, and that was where you were rushing to. You knew exactly where the picture was.
Yeah.
You have to delete the picture.
I know exactly the dates, the time.
And that's not a good memory to have.
Yeah,
yes,
actually, it's not a good memory.
Yes,
I don't know. I
please.
think maybe all the things that have been said to me about my health, I can vividly remember how everything was said, the timing, whatever it is I was putting on there. It's just they're just memories that stuck with me psychologically, and in a way they happen to affect my psychological well-being.
I'm not in your shoes, so I may not understand exactly how it feels.
Yeah.
But I'm telling you, like, how to just. I'm proud of how, like, you've been able to even fire on. You know, when you came in, there's no way it's not written on your forehead.
Yeah.
You know, looking all sharp and everything. So that's beautiful. And all the things that you're doing with your life right now, amazing things that you're doing. You know, I was talking about having multiple talents and all of these things, and that's beautiful. You've been able to, rebuild yourself, evolve, and all of these things into. You've been able to build yourself to become this person that you are right now, and this is your real identity. This is you. You want people to not just you want people to. This is what people should know you for. Or being an amazing writer, being this, being all of that. Now, when you hold on to those memories, or what time it was when this thing was said to me, this something. It feels like a box. It holds you down. When you go, you take 2 steps forward, you take 5 backwards, because and when those things drag you back, they don't drag you back by 1 step. They drag you back like multiple steps, and then you have to fight to go forward again. So I feel like what you should keep in your memory, like the memories you should have more, are the achievements you've been able to have. When you spoke about, like, oh, you became the something president, this one, that one, all the things you've been able to accomplish. Yes, people would say some things, maybe because they don't know so much. And that's why we have something like this, so we can educate some people on, like, how to be emotionally present or intelligent, just to know how to talk about things like this and how to relate with the people that are going through it. Do you understand what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
I'm just talking about the memories that I feel is okay for you to keep.
Yeah, I understand.
Yes, please.
Yeah.
So
like
majorly,
you said,
I'm really proud of, what you've become.
Yeah.
The man that you've become. So you are not sickle cell.
I'm not.
You're an amazing human.
Yeah, I
A
am.
gifted one and a very talented one at
Yeah,
that.
I am.
So yeah.
So and when that was said to me, it took me it took me about 2 weeks before I could move on from those words, one way or that, before I could get myself back and tell myself that, come on, nobody, just because I'm losing weight or just because I happen to have my crisis every now and then does not mean that I'm truly going to die. I'm truly an half-life, or I'm truly an abiku, or I'm truly a disappointment to my parents. Yes, they might not have handled the situation well because they are not very much enlightened about
About
how,
the situation and how to deal
about
with
the
it.
kind of attention that I happen to need. But they are still wonderful, and they know that in as much as I go through this thing, thoughts still came from their own end, and they kept me in this particular dilemma. And right from then, I just shut out that particular person from my life, and I don't think since that time we talked. Oh yes, later this year, I did message the individual. I don't even know what I messaged the person for, but we just talked. It was just that day, and we never spoke again. Never since
Because I'm
that
going
time.
to ask you, what are you looking for?
That's me. I don't know. I'm someone that even if somebody does something to me, I still try to wish the person good regardless.
Wishing them good and keeping a safe distance.
Yeah,
is
safe distance.
okay.
Yeah, because the internet is a white space, so I can just see their status and everything. Even though they blocked me at some points and I didn't even care. I think I deleted their contact, but I had like the other number, which I didn't know that they were going to open a WhatsApp on with that other number. So that was how we happened.
Let me guess, you still have that number?
That number, yeah, I still have the number. I still have the number. I won't lie.
And then you're going to see, what I'm telling you is protecting yourself.
Yes.
I'm trying to explain to you. I'm not teaching you. I'm just
Yeah,
telling you,
I
like,
know.
protecting yourself from somebody that could do you that much harm. You don't have to see anything from them. This has nothing to do with, whether you're forgiving them or something. Yes, amazing or not, that one, I you know better.
Yeah.
But I'm saying, if anytime you remember them, it takes you back to what was said to you by them. And it's just a whole lot of, imagine you said 2 weeks. It took you 2 weeks. Imagine if you see this thing maybe twice a month. That's 1 month of you doing back and forth, not being able to do other things. Why do you need to reach out back to the same person and save the number and go back and have the screenshots? Are you in love with her? No, I mean, because Protecting yourself is staying away from anything that
I mean,
hurts you.
like ever since then, since that January, we've not talked in this moment, and I've not had any reason to talk to them.
Let me guess, you are hoping someday you guys.
Okay, yeah. The reason why we talked was because I was writing a project at that moment. I write projects, so it was probably before the time she was probably before the time she said that. It was probably before the time she said that to me, that I was already writing a project for her, final year project for her. So yeah, before she said that to me, she does she gave me a final year project.
Okay, so after she said what she said to you, you finished the project.
Yeah, I finished it. I finished the project because I've collected the money and I cannot just. And I was already done.
There's no refund policy.
I don't do refund policy. So whether I talk to you or not, I just deliver your work to you. So I texted her, submitted a project to her, and initially I didn't want to even submit. I didn't want to give her the project because I really like blog. But she found a way to reach me, and then I just said, okay, you know what, I'll send your project to you. And after I sent the project to her, that was just the end of the conversation. And
my concern is, you need to, I know you know. You need to be very, I don't want to use the word selfish about protecting yourself. Like, you have to do it well. And the reason why I'm saying this is because, I mean, you can fight for yourself. You've been able to do a lot of things, achieve so many things and all of that. Anything that can cause you harm, you have to protect it. You have to give it space, serious distance. Whether you like the person or not, or something, you have to just find a way. If you tell them or try to educate them, they're not taking it from you, you will have to, just to avoid this now. You said something happened earlier in the year. You are still carrying screenshots. When did this particular thing happen? This particular thing, when did it happen?
December.
Last year?
Yeah, last year.
So it's 11 months. I mean, 12 now. Because December, 11 months. You still have screenshot of 11 months. Please now, please.
But actually, I just, even though I've cleared your conversation, but those screenshots, I took them because I was like, nah.
Delete those screenshots. I promise you have to delete them.
I will.
I mean, from me to you, I'm proud of who you have become. Honestly.
Yeah, actually, I'm also proud of myself because
January
me would not believe that I would be where I am at the moment, because it was, and that literally kept me in a particular slumber that took me a while before I could rejuvenate from. When during those 2 weeks break, I had a lot of shifts in my dynamics. Even my relationship life happened to shift a little bit, and it led to the breakup I had with my ex-girlfriend, because I was not all that available at the moment, coupled with some other factors that caused the breakup. So that happened, and then January came to, I invested money in some specific things, and because I could not concentrate well, I wasn't available to monitor those things or literally put my mind into them. I lost money in them, but when I was able to get back on my feet and know that, okay, fine, this thing does not literally define me, and I am way better than these things that this person is talking about, I was set to go. And ever since then, I mean, God has been good. He has kept me in the middle of people that have never made me feel that certain way again in my life. I work with a particular talent at the moment that even when I told her that I'm a sickle cell, she didn't see it as anything. She didn't even see it as a major challenge that, okay, maybe I won't be able to work with her as a personal assistant or manager and all that. So she, even when I'm feeling some type of way, maybe with my health, she lets me know that I can take break, I can have this thing. I literally love her so much. Her name is Kid Baby, and she's a very, very fantastic person. Coupled with my cousin also that got me the work with her. They are also very much amazing. Because right now I've not had my crisis since August.
Oh.
Yeah, and even I myself forgot, even because of my friend Odunayo, who I met that same August, September period. And she was one that she started counting it for me. Every month, on the 31st of every month end, she tells me, congratulations, you didn't have your crisis this month. Congratulations, you didn't have your crisis this month. But from January, and not to mention that throughout last year, I didn't have my crisis from around August to that December time. But as that person said those things to me, from January down to August, I was having my crisis back to back. If my crisis I had in January was so hectic for me that I knew that apart from the normal pain I would have, I knew that I was having some pains. The kind of pain I was having, apart from normal leg pain and back pain, I was also deeply hurt within. That I wasn't seeing myself from healing from whatever it is that was wrong with me. Even though I was collecting treatment, you could literally be collecting treatment that's making your body feel better. But if your soul and your mind is not wanting to feel better, you will literally be down with that sickness for as long as you want to.
Let me say this so we wrap up. Someone said something in December, and you had severe crisis for 8 months from that. What was said to you, you still... I'm begging you. Can you please delete that screenshot?
Yeah, I will.
No, when?
Today.
No, press, unlock the phone and go there. That's the first step. Delete it from there, and then you go to deleted something recently, and go and delete it from there. Because if what was said to you took you 8 months to recover from, now since August till now, no crisis. Deleted.
Yes.
Proof.
I'll show you.
I want to know. But for real,
everything
okay, we're good.
Yeah.
So, to be very honest, this is like very inspiring for me because I have friends that have sickle cell. I have the ones I've seen, traveled with or gone to hospitals with. I've been in the ambulance with people on life support. I've been there, so it's close. Like, I understand how it feels. But the angle where you're telling your story from is from the angle of, I'm human. Like, I can do anything, and you've been actively doing that. And so
I don't know, maybe, and I think the reason why I have this mentality of I can do anything is because of what my dad had said to me, because it made me know that
telling you to man up. And
yes, man up. That man up saying and mentality was just, in as much as when I was younger, it wasn't the best of things to have said to me at that moment.
The intention was different.
Exactly.
You were able to change it.
The intentions was different, but I was able to change the narrative of it. I was able to not use it as a weakness, but as a strength to let me know that it shouldn't limit me, and I should be able to do a lot of things apart from that. When I finished from school and I said I want to create an event for medical students in my school, because medical students really have fun. So, and I said I was going to create an event for them. A lot of people didn't really believe me per se. And I'm also going, as I mentioned this event thing now, I'm also going to make reference to this particular person. She saw, before I left school, no, when I was going to leave, I told her I was going to do the event. That time we were still talking, because I had my first event November 23rd last year. The second one was done at during April this year. I told her during that time that I was going to do an event, and she was like, and among all the things she said to me, she was like, I said I want to do events, that I will never do anything successful in my life. She said, I will never do anything successful in my life, and she'll be here to watch. And lo and behold, I will not lie, when it was a week to that my event, and I saw the amount of tickets I had sold for my event, I literally entered at DM. I told her that you're just pained. You can't, everywhere in the whole campus, my event was literally being talked about there. So this is an evidence to tell you that the things that you literally said to me were literally nothing. Because I was, at that moment I was like, nah. It was more like a ginger for me, self, because I was like, nah, you can't just say this to me and I should just take it to within me and not use it as anything. And when I was going to do my second event, so it affected. Also, my second event was meant to happen February, but because of what happened from that December time, I couldn't do my event February, coupled with the relationship breakup I had and everything. So it was just a whole lot for me, and I was beginning to think about it that, okay, in how much I've done my first event successful, but I also want to do the second one to successful. Is it true that I might literally not do anything successful again? Those thoughts were
That's a
beginning to
lie.
creep in and everything, but with the special grace of God and the special grace of God and my friends, they were just too amazing, and they really upheld me. I'll not lie. I don't know.
Well,
So far so good. People have saved me. People have come through for me, and it has been God who has raised them for me. So when people literally make mention of that statement that nobody is coming to save you, like you said, I just tell them that people have saved me like mad, though, and it is not even. See, now people are still saving me. At the moment, the work I'm doing at the moment are through the help of people. When I didn't have some specific things, when I didn't know where to go to, where I didn't have some things to myself, it was through the help of people that I was able to attain those things.
Of course.
So, and I knew that if I wasn't favored by these people, I would not be wherever it is I am at the moment. Though I am hardworking, I'm smart, I have a lot of things going on with me. Very soon, by December, I want to have the first episode of my podcast, Tinker's Diary, because one of the reasons why I'm getting into psychological therapy also is because, in as much as I could not gain admission into medicine to study medicine itself, there's a particular branch of medicine that is not well talked about mostly, and which is the psychological well-being of every individual, that particulates to the mental and emotional health of every individual. And I want to focus on that. I want to give a lot of people audience. I want to give a lot of people a lot of enlightenment on emotional and mental well-being. So that I am working on at the moment and trying to make something out of at the moment. And I know that, and even when I had these thoughts within me, I shared it with some few people, with my friends Odun, Roland, Tosin, Samuel. I told these people, and they were all in. Favor, Lagos Baba, I told her she was all in. She was ready to go through the journey with me. She was ready to make sure that I actually put out something worthwhile, because I have stopped writing now because of my work. I don't really have time to write again, but I do something on my on my social media pages. I call it Think with Crescent. Personally, myself, I have Think with Crescent has been my blog post from when I was in school. So that Think with Crescent, I turned it into a talking series whereby I just talk about things that particulates to emotional and mental well-being of every individual, love life related, relationship, adulting, and till now, I like to call myself a child that tries to cosplay as an adult, because I'm just a child that is being favored by God and favored by humans. Without God and the humans He has raised for me, I don't think I'll be where I am right now. I think I'll still be stigmatized with a lot of things that has been said to me and all that. So
thankfully, you are not what was said to you, or the things that were said to you. You are bigger, and of course, you're showing it. Well, wow! Thank you so much for how do I put it? I mean, this was not what I expected, but yes, I'm really excited about it. Thank you so much for, putting so much light into this area of life, and of course, I'm sure a lot of people that are in this same situation, like that, have sickle cell, would love to hear this side of strength and possibility. So that's really
tell
amazing.
people that there was a few months back, around me, I met somebody who is a friend of mine currently. She's very amazing. She's also a sickle cell. I met her randomly in a shop. She sells perfumes, and I just walked in. I wanted to just get perfumes on that day. So I don't know, because I'm the kind of person that if I met someone for the first time. I don't know. I happen to talk a lot, and I was just sharing some specific things about myself, and I just randomly just say that I'm a sickle cell and this kind of stuff, not knowing that she is a sickle cell too. But when she had me say, she was like, "You are?" And I said, "Yes." But she didn't say anything until I was about to leave. She now told me that she was. She was like, "How did I get so comfortable to make mention of it to people randomly with someone that I don't even know before?" I said, "I don't know. I don't just let it define me. If I don't know. I just say it now so that if you want to give me any part of any particular reaction, give me now to my face. Let me know that this is the kind of person you are, so I don't move close to you. I don't get." Because if that particular person that said those things to me before, if that person gave me that particular a deceitful reaction when I told them before, I would have shifted. I would have known this person is not my friend. This person is not someone to be associated with, and I would have, maintained my distance from the onset. But because I said it and they were able to not literally show who they were in the first place, that's what led me into having to receive those certain words.
Well, I feel you. Well, thank you for being a light. Thank you for, using your voice to speak on this. Thank you so much, man.
Thank you very
It's a
much.
pleasure to have you.
Thank you very much.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.